Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to talk to you about how to live in the timeline that you want to be in. When you're in a timeline where you don't want to be in the reality that you don't want, how to go from what is not wanted to what is wanted. It's a process. It could be very fun if you enjoy your life. So, I always talk about waking up happy. It's such an easy trick to live a wonderful life. Wake up happy. What does that mean? As soon as you wake up, look for things you love in your environment. This sets you up for a wonderful day. Then prepare your day to be wonderful. Wonderful things happen for me. Everything goes my way always. Things just always work out for me. I'm just so blessed. Everything works out for me and my family. Everything works out for my partner. Everything is wonderful in my life. What I want is always around me. I'm just in a wonderful timeline where everything works out perfectly. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy. I'm so joyful. Those around me feel so good. They're happy. They're healthy. They're wealthy. Being wealthy is normal for me. This is how you activate the timeline you want to be in. First thing in the morning. Because what happens, how you set your day, that's how your day goes. Always, no matter what. So you want to set it up in a nice way where you enter the timeline as soon as you wake up. I think that's the easiest. Everything flows with ease and love and joy and happiness. And so as you go about your day, you need to tell the story of the timeline you want to be in, not the timeline that you're in. So in the timeline that you're in, the story is unfolding because that has already momentum, you're there. When contrast shows up, what you don't want, you need to persist in the story that you want to live. No. My bank account is full. I'm successful. I'm viral. All my products sell out. Everybody wants to work with me. I always know what to do. I always know what steps to take. I have such clarity. I'm wonderful with taking action. I take wonderful action every day. Everything goes smoothly for me. Everything works in my favor. My bank account is full. I've always been very rich. I've always been having so much money. I have so much money. I have money on top of money. I can afford that. I can pay for that. Things are easy in this timeline. You want to enter the timeline that you want to be in. Never mind what's in this reality that you no longer want to be in. You want to forget that in your mind as you also take care of your life here because you have to take action. So you take action in the old timeline, but you think internally in the new timeline. So I want you from today to start spending 1 hour in the new reality. How are you in that reality? How are you in that timeline? How do you behave? How do you feel? How do you stand? How do you speak? What kind of money do you have in your bank account? How has it been for you always in that timeline? That version of you over here. What do they do? What do they dress like? What's their life like? How is their relationship? How are they as a parent? How all these things you begin to envision, but envision them in this now, in this body. So go somewhere quiet for 1 hour. Put a timer on 60 minutes. I would love for you to live in the new timeline. Begin to live in that reality. Open the door to the timeline of the home you have there. Check your phone. What type of phone do you have? What type of wardrobe? What type of closet? What type of shoes? Are there shoes? How are they displayed? And begin to live in that reality. What begins to happen, you begin to receive those ideas in your current reality. You begin to want for things to be different in this reality. And slowly, in a normal way, you're not just going to be like in this timeline, boom, in another timeline. It's just comfortably. You begin to be that person more and more. And then you support yourself. As you take action, you say like, I love making this video. I feel inspired. I love working out. I love eating healthy. I love communicating. I love speaking with my partner. I love being kind. I love kind people. Everybody loves me. I love everybody. Whatever you want to experience. I have so much money. In this reality, you may still not have enough money, but you cannot afford to still tell that broke story. The broke story, the broke reality that you keep describing to yourself in your mind is costing you everything. So I need you to stop telling that story and begin telling the new story. When you're checking the account, when you need to make payments, everything, you just need to go to the other story, go to the other story, go to the story where you're abundant, where you have a lot of money in the bank account, where you've always had a lot of money, where you behave as a wealthy person. And as days go by, and as you immerse yourself in the new timeline for 1 hour a day, it's kind of a lot, but there's 24 hours. So you just begin to embody that person, that persona, that version of yourself already exists. So you begin to notice when something here is not wanted, you no longer react to this timeline. You react from this timeline. You see it from this timeline. I can afford that. There's no problem. I have this much money. I have millions of dollars. I get paid to exist. Money shows up from everywhere. I do what I love. And you show up from that timeline that you want to show up in. What's your work like? How do you act? How do you feel? What do you think? What do you say? Have conversations, go to trips, drive the favorite car from that timeline, live in the house. What are the walls? Where are you eating? What's the dining table? Who are you eating with? What's the plates? Make it just really physical in your mind. So for 1 hour every day, spend time living in the new timeline. And then in this reality, begin to do things that are exciting. Begin to do things as that version of yourself. And that will happen naturally. But even if you just go somewhere more fancy and take a walk, and walk in the way that you would walk in that timeline, with that confidence, with those thoughts, with the abundant mindset, and then move your body, do workouts that you would do there. How would you act? How would you move? What would you do? Even if you buy a fancy water and you go in a fancy neighborhood, if you go to the fancy mall and just shop around the window shopping, whatever, take some sort of small action every day to solidify that timeline and merge into the other one. So we're moving from the timeline that you don't want to the timeline that you do want to live in. It's so beautiful. It's so much fun. And what's fun is when you have something unwanted here, you just be like, nope, this is who I am. This is my timeline. This is where I live. I make this much money. I do this. I feel this way. I feel healthy. I do the things I love. I'm free. I travel. I take everybody to trips. Live those in your mind. Book the trips in your mind. Go on your computer. What kind of computer do you have? Live in that new timeline for 1 hour every day, and throughout the day, bring that up. As you're taking action, bring that up. As you're living life, bring that up. Always bring that up. Always bring the new timeline. And then what happens is then you just boom, you're in the new reality where things are shifting. You don't know how, because you cannot know how you're going to go from here to there. Only you can do it internally and take the action that matches that. And that happens naturally. You feel inspired. You feel inspired to clear spaces. You feel inspired to take action. You feel inspired to do the things you want to do. You feel inspired to do the things you've been wanting to do for so long, but the broke mindset keeps you stuck because you want to be a prosperous person. You want to be a healthy person. You need to go here. You need to envision. See yourself. What are you doing? See yourself laughing. See yourself happy with the people in your life. See everything the way you want it to be exact. Now, as you go about more every day, 1 hour every day, that's really saturating your energy into where you want to be. And this works very quickly. So 1 day, 3 days, if you have more resistance, a bit longer. But it doesn't really matter, because what matters most is that you, in your mind, you give yourself everything you want. And we know that our mind creates realities. We know that, at least we know that what we think is what we act like. What we think when we're negative, we are putting ourselves down in action. We are like criticizing. We're criticizing people. That never feels good. So we're moving from the broke timeline. Never live here again in your mind. You don't have to tell anybody anything, or you can, but people usually won't understand that you're gonna shift timelines. So shift timelines. Spend 1 hour a day living in the joy, living in the abundance, living in happiness, living in confidence, living with the car of your dreams, living with the person of your dreams, living in your dream home, doing the work you love, being the perfect parent that you wish. Everything, being in the reality with the people you love. See them happy, see everybody healthy, see everybody thriving, see everybody active, wanting to be in life, loving life, happy, joy, peace, abundance, empowerment. See everybody empowered, see yourself empowered. Wear the clothes you want to wear in that reality. Just never stop living in that reality. Let go of poverty thinking. Let go of studying poverty. Let go of thinking, how did I get here? How did they get here? What's wrong here? What's the news? Let go of the news. Let go of the bad news. Go to the wonderful place. I'm wonderful. Everything goes my way. I always get what I want. I'm just always so happy to be in this life. Everything moves perfectly for me. Just good thing after good thing after good thing after good thing happen to me all day, every day. It never stops. I live in this reality now. This is my timeline. This is my reality. Things go my way. I always get what I want. I'm loved. I'm respected. I'm popular. I'm happy. I'm joyful. I make the best music. I make the best painting. I make the best videos. I write the best books. Envision yourself. Envision. Because Even today, I heard someone, some important person talk about how the eyes are connected to the brain. So a doctor was talking about how the eyes are connected to the brain. How they know if the brain is functioning is through the eyes. So brain, eyes, what we think, what we see. What we think, what we see. What we see, what we act. What we think, what we act. What we act like. We act like. Act like the person you want to become. Act like the person you want to be. That's within you. But that person is just in a higher frequency. It's up here. It's expecting wonderful things all day, every day. So start playing, start envisioning, start living in that reality. And if you need my help, I'm here. Check out my website if you like. I have a membership where I guide you to stay in that reality all day, every day. That's it. Thanks for watching, and peace, love, joy.